Alright, so now we will be creating one role service that will be responsible for making an entry in database for the role, and we'll also create some methods to fetch the roles. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create one file and we'll name it role.service.ts. Alright, now I'm going to create a class role service and I'm going to make it injectable so that NestJS will create an instance at runtime, and I'm going to add it in the module as well, otherwise module will not know whether we need to create an instance for this or not. So we'll have to register it here with the module. Now it is done. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create one constructor. In constructor, what we did earlier is we injected roles repository. So here in we have this entity, and now we want to inject repository for the same. So I'm gonna add one annotation, inject repository, and here I will pass my role entity, and then I will create one variable private read only and roles. You can keep it role repository, and it will be repository of role. Alright, now we'll create couple of methods. Let's say async create role, and we'll also create update role. Then what we are going to do, we are going to create a delete role, and here at the top I'm going to add one more for async get roles. Since this is a small table, will have limited 3-4 entries, so I'm not going to create get role by ID. We can see all the data at once. Now if you want to get like all the roles, what we can do, we can just return this dot roles repository dot find, and yeah, that's all. In create role, what we can do here, we will have to add one DTO data, so we'll use create role DTO, and it will be of type create role DTO. We haven't created this type, so let's go and do it right away. So I'm going to create one folder DTO, and inside the folder what I'm going to do, I'm going to write one file create role dto.ts, and one for update role dto.ts. In create role, what I can do, I can create a class, export class create role dto, and this would be okay. Here what I'm gonna do, since from user will just be taking name of the roles, right? And yeah, so from at the time of creating role, we don't want to add any user, so we don't need this. We just need the name, so we can have a name, and we can add some validation from class validator. Let's say we want to add a unique, not trm, it should be string. Okay, just hold on. What we need to do, not empty is not empty, at age string. Okay, min length we can add around, okay, around let's say 3 characters is fine, and max length, I think this will be in caps, min length, and we can add max length probably 10 or 15. Alright, so this is enough. It should be some string, it cannot be empty, it will have some length from 3, between 3 to 15. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also create update role DTO. So here export class update role DTO, and it will extends from partial type. Here we can pass create role DTO. So if you're not aware of partial type, then you can search about it. It will create a partial for the this type, but since here in create role we just have one property, so actually we still need to pass this. So for now that this is fine, but in future now like we can have many properties there. Okay, let's import this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create an instance for roles, new role, create role DTO. Alright, now what we can do, we can use return this dot role repository dot save, and here we can pass new role. Alright, similarly we can add it in update role DTO. Here we can import update role, and then we can add we can follow the same approach here as well. Let's say updated role this dot role repository dot create, and return this dot role. Now you'll say like both look similar, understand. So what else we need to do? So here we will also accept one ID, role ID. This will be number, and we will first check whether the role exists or not. So to do that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create existing role, and this will be await this dot role repository, and find one or fail. Okay, here we can pass where, in where we can say ID equal to role ID. So this method will throw an error. if it doesn't find role, then it will throw an error. We can catch it here as well, and what type of error it will throw, we can also check whether it is mentioned there or not. Let's see. Probably a bad request. Okay, so it will throw an error. If existing role then we can do all this stuff, or we can do inverse. If there is no existing role, throw new bad request exception. We'll verify this and see how we can adjust it, what type of error it is throwing, whether do we need to modify the error text. So we can see all those things here. Now we have this delete role, so we can pass role ID, number, and then we can say this dot role repository delete, and here we can say role we can also use soft delete as well, but let's do hard delete. And here ID will be, or in delete I think we can just pass the primary key. Okay, what it returns? Delete result. So if I await it, let's say const delete result, and we can check whether any row affected or not. If delete result dot affected is greater than 0, then we can return message successfully deleted, or we can do this way, role with role is deleted successfully. Role is deleted, role this ID, or we can just keep it in bracket, is deleted, or we can remove this. Yeah, that's fine. Next, I think we have finished all of them. We can later verify if things are working for positive cases, and also we can verify how this is reacting for negative cases. So if delete effect is not greater than 0 for some reason, so we can then return message, or we can just throw error, throw new bad request, and say fail to delete role. Alright, let's create a role controller.